Chapter 11. King Arthur. Get ready. Do you have interest in stories of kings and queens? Can you name any two famous kings of India? What would you do if you were the king of your country? Let us read an interesting story of England. Long ago there was a king named Arthur Pendragon, who ruled over England. He had a son called Arthur. The king was often at war with others. He handed over his son to a magician, Merlin. Merlin dressed himself like a beggar and took the child to Sir Hector, a brave knight, in the king's court. But he did not tell Sir Hector about Arthur's noble birth. Sir Hector brought up Arthur along with his own son Kay, who was a little older. The boys grew up together. They always played together. When they finished their studies, it was time for Kay to go to the court of the king to be made a knight. There was a tournament in London where all the young men were to show how good they were at fighting. Arthur also went there to become a squire. Each knight had his own squire. Knight, officer in the army of a king in Old England. Squire, an assistant of a knight. Just when they were leaving for London, Sir Hector's friend, Sir Pelinos, came and told him,
King Arthur is dead. Nobody knows who will be the next king, because he had no heir.
Then he added,
There is a small church outside London. A big stone is there in front of it. A sword is stuck into the stone so firmly that nobody can pull it out. Written on it are the words, The one who will pull out the sword of this stone is the rightful king of England.
Kay got very excited.
Let's go quickly,
He said.
I may be able to pull out the sword and become the king.
Then they all set off for London. At night, they stayed in an inn. The next day, they started their journey again. Just as they reached the place, Kay exclaimed,
Oh, I have left my sword in the inn. Arthur, would you please go back and get it?
Arthur rode back to the inn, but it was locked because the innkeeper had also left for the tournament. So Arthur turned back. After riding some distance, he saw a small church by the roadside. In front of it was a stone with a sword stuck in it. He pulled the sword out.
Kay can use this one,
he thought, and rushed to the tournament ground. Kay took the sword with joy. It was very beautiful. Its hilt was made of gold and glittering gems. There was something written on it. Kay read the writing and then called out Sir Hector.
Father, do you remember the sword your friend had told about? Only the King of England could pull it. Here it is. I pulled it out. I am the next king.
Sir Hector was in a small hotel. Tournament, a series of contests between a number of competitors. Hilt, the handle of a sword. Surprised, he came up to Kay and said,
Did you really pull it out? Yes,
said Kay.
I...
And then he hung his head in shame.
No, father.
He whispered.
Arthur pulled it out.
Sir Hector and Kay went back with Arthur to the spot, and Arthur put the sword back into the stone. Then Sir Hector and Kay tried to pull it out, but they couldn't. Then Sir Hector asked Arthur to pull it. Arthur, however, could pull it out quite easily. It was clear that Arthur was the new king. Both son and father admitted their defeat. Later, Arthur was crowned in a splendid ceremony. Admitted, accepted, defeat, failure to win. Splendid, excellent.